Greetings, this is J. Peter Bruzzese. The following demonstration is from my Exchange Server 2010 Unified Messaging Training course. Okay, so let's get started. So here we are in Jane Smith's Outlook, and unfortunately you really can't manage any of your voicemail settings from Outlook. You might say, well, wait a minute, isn't there this option here if we click File and we look right here down at the bottom, it says Manage Voicemail. Yes, that's true. And when we click it, it brings us to the Outlook web app where we can then log in. And we're pretty much in the options for Jane Smith's mailbox through Outlook web app. So we could have just logged into Outlook web app and gone to the options for the mailbox, come down to phone, to voicemail, and it would pretty much put us in the same spot. So right here up at the top, we see call answering rules. We'll come to this in a moment. Let's just scroll down. And you can see things like reset PIN. So let's say the user's having a problem and they need to reset their PIN. They can do that. They can reset the PIN and it will be emailed to them. Greetings, you can choose which greeting callers will hear when they reach your voicemail. So there's a default mail greetings, and then you can determine greetings that lets callers know that you'll be away for an extended period of time. So you can say, call me to play or record the selected greeting. And then we have Outlook Voice Access here as far as some of the options for how you want things read to you. So you can access your new voice messages in the order you prefer, from newest to oldest or from oldest to newest. Over here we have Play on Phone. So remember, we've talked about this, that the voicemail system will call you if you click the Play on Phone button to listen to a voice message. And so here, if we go to our inbox, here we see the messages. Well, if we click Play on Phone, it's going to pretty much call our extension, the extension that we have configured here, or the number that we have configured, and then it will play the message there. Now we can change this if we'd like, so that when we click Play on Phone, it either goes to a different number, maybe to our mobile or whatever, and then we can listen to the message in that way. We have notifications. Here we see it says send an email message to my inbox when I miss a phone call. If you don't want that, well, you can deselect that. Then you have the option when it comes to receiving texts, which currently text messaging notifications are not set up for this user. But if you wanted, we could set up the notifications so that an individual would receive text messages as well to alert us when we miss a phone call or receive a voice message. Over here on the left, we have voicemail preview. Here we see it says include preview text with voice messages I receive, include preview text with voice messages I send through Outlook Voice Access. So much of this is self-explanatory. And then of course we have these rules up here at the top. Now configuring these is not necessarily difficult, but again, you're dealing with users, and so you don't necessarily want to leave it up to them to have to figure it all out. So you may want to provide some training. When they click New Rule, and this new dialog box comes up. So from here, we can pretty much give the rule a name. Let's say it's while I'm away. And from this point, we can look at this and say, all right, what are the conditions? Well, we can say if my schedule shows that my status is away, and then apply. So there's the condition. And then there are other conditions that we might want to use. So we can create additional rules. So let's say we want a specific rule that handles the condition if the caller is, and we can indicate a phone number. So let's say if the call is coming from our children, or let's say the call is coming from our boss, or let's say it's among the following contacts, we can actually indicate the contact. Here if we say administrator, we don't want to miss the administrator's call, certainly, and then click apply. So we can create additional conditions there. We can say if it's during this period, working hours or non-working hours, and we can indicate exactly which time period we're talking about. Then we can indicate if automatic replies are turned on. Certainly if we have automatic replies turned on, it's because we're away. and so we might be on vacation. So any number of those conditions we can configure, and it goes as part of the rule. Now at the same time, we can configure actions then based upon the conditions. So depending on the condition, we might decide to have the individual find me at the following numbers. So we can say for urgent matters, press the 1 key or any of these other keys. We can select the key to call the following, and this is what's going to be read to us, and then it will call the first number that we have, and it will keep trying that for a period of time. 25 seconds is the default, and if it doesn't get us at the first number, let's say the first number is 555-1212, then we can put a second number, 555-3434. So we can give it options as far as calling us. If it doesn't get us at the first number after trying for 25 seconds, it will try the second number. So that's one way we can utilize the rule to try to find us. Another option is to transfer the caller to either directly to the voicemail of an individual or to our own voicemail. We can actually transfer them directly to, here we've got John Smith working in the company. We could say, okay, I'm not around, but this is my assistant or this is my colleague. So we can say, for urgent matters, press whichever key to contact John Smith. So you can see that the users can create very flexible and reasonable call answering rules. Now down at the bottom it says greetings and prompts. If you don't record a greeting for this call answering rule, a default greeting will be played. If you record a greeting, be sure to tell callers which key to press to perform a specific action. So press 1 to find me or press the number key to leave a voice message. So you need to indicate this. You can record the greeting. It says call the play on phone number to play or record a greeting for this call answering rule. And so we click that, and it says we have to save the rule first. We click yes, and then it says dial this phone number. Okay, so we click dial, and you can see it's now dialing that number. So we'll hang up, and you can see how all of this really just works nicely for the user. The final option down here is let callers interrupt the greeting while it's being played. Well, that's up to us. We can make it so that they can't interrupt the greeting while it's being played, or we can let them interrupt the greeting. Okay, so that's really all that there is to the call answering rules. We click save and close. And so users can create the rules that they need based upon the conditions and actions that they prefer. From there, they can edit rules, as you see here. They can enable or disable rules with a click. They can delete rules, and then they can reorder the rule order by using the arrows here when they have more than one. All right, so let's jump back over to our slides, and let's review what we have discussed in this lesson.
Thanks for watching. For more information regarding our training, please visit www.trainsignal.com.